This is an open ancestor practice that you can do anytime you wish. You don't need a certain time of day. You don't need a certain time of night. Anytime you're feeling called, have a moment to clear your head or in a relatively quiet space. And most importantly, do this practice when you feel excited to dive into what we're doing here. So I want you to keep it simple. You can see I've got a candle. I've got a couple of stones here, a couple of crystals. That's a really nice amethyst chunk over there. I've got a black tourmaline, and I've got a small hematite. And these were the stones that wanted to participate in ancestor work today. So if you have an altar, go ahead and take a few items from that if you like, but please keep it simple, because we're really communing with the heart and using the heart as a portal to communicate with our ancestors and allow them to come through. So you don't want to be looking at a whole bunch of stuff and engaging your brain in a lot of activity. All right. You can pause this video if you want to go set up a little space for yourself. If you're already kind of in your spot, in your zone, then go ahead. Welcome back if you just came back. And what I want you to do is to breathe first. A lot of people, even I, forget to breathe. It's a constant reminder to myself all day long to breathe deeply, not from the upper chest, but from the stomach, from the diaphragm. Just breathe and start to hone your vision to what we're doing. And I don't mean your eyesight vision, I mean your internal vision. You have lineage upon lineage that has gone into your creation, the creation of your physical body, which houses your soul in this incarnation. There you go. It's immense, right? When you stop to think about it, which is why visually we're keeping it simple. All of these ancestors, you can think 3 generations back, you can think 7 generations back, your great, 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 great. All of these people contributed to you. And many of them have moved on. You know, they're in different incarnations now. Some are in a liminal space. Some came right back to do the same lessons if they didn't put the work in. You know, there's all kinds of places people go, which is why, you know, death seems so confusing to us initially. Breathe, kind of marinate on that thought. Now, this practice works even if you haven't done a whole bunch of advanced spiritual work, and it works also if you have. I know I have both kinds of people who watch this channel. So, I've crafted for you an exercise. It's going to be very individual to you and going to give you a starting place for this ancestor work. So, relax a little bit more. Gaze at your flame, whatever kind of flame you've got going, or if you don't have a flame, find, as they say in yoga, find your drishti, your focus point, your eye gaze point. It can be a pattern on your drop cloth, it can be one of your crystals, it can be a spot on the floor or table. I even know people who like this practice staring at a wall because it's very simple. Just a blank spot on the wall. You're going to let your mind settle. You're going to tap in to your intuitive spirit, the intuitive part of yourself that's always active. We just aren't necessarily trained to listen to it until we really practice. But like I said, this will work even if you're not that confident in this practice, and this will work especially if you are. It'll work either way. Go in and ask, what would my ancestors like to communicate right now? I'll repeat it and I'll give you a moment to do it. What would my ancestors like to communicate to me right now? Good. Now I'm not giving you too long because your first intuition is the communication. That's another space that we go off when we try to overcomplicate and overthink. You received your communication. It might have been in the form of a picture. I used to get pictures of Ireland in my head. It might have been in a phrase or a word. You might have gotten a name. You might have seen a face. You might have just gotten kind of a feeling. I know somebody who gets the feeling of her grandmother because she knew her grandmother. Some people are very talented and intuitive with scents, so you might smell something. Take note of whatever it was. That is your starting point for ancestor work. Tomorrow I'm going to make another video, and we're going to talk about what to do with what you received. We're going to go even deeper into it. So write it down if you think you might forget it, especially if this is your first time kind of doing this sort of work. The brain is prone to throw it out for us because of our social conditioning. So jot it down, keep it by your bed, keep it somewhere that you'll see it, and I will see you tomorrow for more Samhain, forthcoming Samhain energy, ancestor magic.